The world's oceans are full of a huge number of all kinds of creatures that amaze with their incredible appearance. A special place in this amazing world is occupied by underwater predators. They can spend the whole day hunting for a potential victim, but at the same time remain with nothing, or even worse, become prey for more formidable inhabitants of the ocean. Therefore, nature has endowed them with abilities that allow them to develop hunting skills almost to perfection. Hello there, and today we welcome you to take a plunge into the strange and amazing underwater kingdom for a few minutes and get to know better its fancy inhabitants. These amazing creatures have a very unusual eye structure and an extremely aggressive character. Officially, this warlike inhabitant of the underwater kingdom is called Mantis Shrimp. Its name is due to one of the pairs of its jaws, with the help of which it showers its opponents with blows of monstrous power. The Mantis Shrimp spends only 800 milliseconds to deliver a crushing knockout blow. This is one of the fastest movements that an animal is capable of. It is so fast that theoretically, while you blink, it can hit 500 times. At this speed, the blow heats the water and creates a tiny bubble of steam. And when the bubble bursts, it creates a shockwave with a temperature of over 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This is comparable to the surface temperature of the sun. The length of an adult reaches an average of 8 inches, but larger specimens can also be found. Dwelling at shallow depths from 10 to 130 feet in tropical and subtropical seas, mantis shrimps have the most incredible eyes in the world. No creature on the planet has eyes with such a complex structure. They are able to see light with circular polarization. These eyes are able to distinguish 100,000 colors, 10 times more than human eyes, and their vision is trinocular. 3 sections of each eye examine everything around them independently of each other, allowing them to look in many different directions at the same time. Such eyes enable mantis shrimps to recognize different types of corals, their prey, and predators. In addition, during the hunt, it is important for them to strike accurately with its pointed, grasping claws, in which the eyes also help them. During the attack, the mantis shrimp makes several precise, quick hits, which inflicts serious damage to the victim or even kills it. The oceans are populated by extremely strange creatures. Usually they live at great depths, where tremendous pressure and extreme conditions give rise to real monsters. A worm rises from the seabed, in which at first glance it is difficult to recognize one of the most terrible predators of the ocean. This amazing character lives on the bottom of tropical waters, usually at a depth of 20 to 160 feet, mainly on coral slopes and in shallow lagoons. This predatory bristle worm is called Bobbit Worm. The color of this creature varies in a wide range from dark brown to golden red or purple. In the early stages of development, this worm has a length of only 4 inches, but it grows rapidly and often reaches 10 feet. During the day, the bobbit worm prefers to rest in its hole deep in the sand and only goes hunting at night. The worm has no eyes and no brain. To detect prey, the bobbit worm uses a chitin antenna and to capture and cut the victim, powerful jaws. During the hunt, the worm protrudes slightly from the sand and attacks the fish passing by with such force and speed that it sometimes cuts the victim in half. In addition, it is also poisonous. Its toxin can paralyze or immediately kill its victims, which the predator then eats in the shelter. These miniature monsters mercilessly attack on any prey that is within their reach. So when you meet a sea worm, you should not try and grab it. And now let's get to the island of Borneo, the abode of the oldest tropical forest on the planet. This cute red worm is actually a bloodthirsty monster called Kinabalu giant red leech, and this leech is now very hungry and looking for its prey, a huge 30-inch long inchworm. And so the victim was found. Carefully examining the body of the worm, the leech looks for where it ends and then proceeds to the meal, sucking the worm inside itself like spaghetti. An amazing sight. The worm fights hard, but all its efforts are in vain. Nothing will help it. The leech sucks it, squeezing it in with its muscular throat. This food will be enough for a leech for a month before it has to hunt again. Among the inhabitants of this tropical zone, there are legends about another terrible inhabitant of the deep sea, the Deepsea Anglerfish. These fish live at great depths, sometimes dropping to a mark of 16,000 feet from the surface of the water. Living at such depths, it is quite difficult. Light hardly is able to penetrate there. But if you live here, you should not be afraid of the dark. Fear the light. Deep-sea anglerfish generates its own biochemical lighting. For its remarkable process on its head, this fish got its name. This process really acts as a bait. It is equipped with a special gland, which is filled with bioluminescent bacteria. These bacteria glow and trap unsuspecting fish. Everything that swims nearby falls into the mouth of the deep-sea anglerfish. Mollusks, crustaceans, sometimes even stingrays, and small sharks. The mouth of the deep-sea anglerfish is so large, and the body is so flexible that it can absorb prey which is twice as large as itself. If anglerfish greedily attacks prey, which greatly exceeds its size, then both often die. The anglerfish from suffocating, and the victim from sharp wounded teeth. Interestingly, the characteristic fishing rod is present only in females. This is because they are only the true predatory fish of their species, and they need a fishing rod for hunting. The males and females of the deep-sea anglerfish are so different from each other that they used to be considered completely different species of fish because the males are much smaller in size than the females. For example, a female is about 25 inches, while a male from the same species rarely exceeds 3. But the most surprising is not how anglers look or hunt, but how they breed. Male deep-sea anglerfish lose their ability to digest food as they grow. The only way out is to live as parasites on the body of the females. This phenomenon, which has no analogous, looks like this. The male bites into the body of the female with its sharp teeth. Soon he grows together with the female's lips and tongue, and his jaws, teeth, eyes, and intestines atrophy. The male is fed at the expense of the female's blood, as their blood vessels also grow together. Only the heart and gills continue to work in the male's body, helping to supply oxygen to his body for the productivity of the testes. Moray Eel is not particularly attractive. You do not want to mess with one without knowing the danger. Due to their violent temper, the Moray Eel is considered one of the most aggressive fish. Sharp teeth and a fearlessness in front of their enemy makes it a very deadly predator. More than 100 species of Moray eels live in the ocean, each of which differs from each other to match the surrounding environment. All species of Moray eels are predators. They feed on fish, crabs, sea urchins, octopus, and cuttlefish. Usually Moray eels ambush their prey, attracting it with moving nasal tubes, which thus serve as a bait for a small fish. When you try to profit from these worms, nothing is left for the poor fish in a matter of seconds. Basically, Moray eels are nocturnal, but are always on the lookout during the day. If it sees and learns that a fish is passing by, then it will certainly attack it, especially if it is also hungry. The largest Moray eels that have been discovered by humans have reached more than 10 feet in length and a maximum recorded weight of more than 100 pounds. Fans of sea hunting should not bother the Moray eel, approach its dwelling, or even put its hand in the hole, because they can regard such behavior as aggression and use self-defense and will not flight but attack. The diver does not even have time to react to the sharp bite that follows. Perhaps these are the most bizarre creatures on the planet, at least for now. After all, every year in the depths of the oceans, a person discovers hundreds of previously unknown creatures. It is hard to imagine what amazing creatures remain hidden from our eyes. What do you think about these creatures? Write your opinions in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.